Gopher had like this amazing place to live, and then had
and
everything
it
ready
couldn't find
for
a
a
companion,
wife.
right?
Yeah. And then, so he had to go
It's like kind
live
of
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It is,
he had
because
to,
they
like-
throw the party for Doc, and then he just can't find anybody.
Yeah, he
So,
doesn't have like a complete life.
yeah, he has all these acquaintances that care about him, but he doesn't have like a best friend or a wife or like a...
Yeah. Because it says that the Gopher, he had a great chamber in his 4 emergency exits and his waterproof deluge room. So he basically made this great like underground like little thing in the vacant lot, and he had food and whatnot, and then no female gopher came.
Yeah.
So it was just like
It's
it
totally
basically it
symbolism,
symbolized
yeah.
Doc, because Doc like has this great house, he makes money and stuff, and he's a good guy, but
He has no one.
he doesn't know, and he just
To
finds
share it
himself.
with,
He doesn't
yeah.
even have like a pet or anything. Like he's not married, but he doesn't even have like a pet
Yeah.
or like really good. Like he has good friends like Mac and stuff.
But they get into like trouble all the time.
Yeah. So he's always kind of like it's almost like he's their like father. He's like always like looking.
Yeah,
after them and stuff.
exactly.
He's kind of just like a father figure, even though he's like a young guy. And stuff.
Yeah, it's just like more like
So.
definitely.
What about the one where that Henry the painter had that dream or
That's
something,
freaky.
and then like he was with a guy, and the guy had a baby, and then the guy like slit the baby's throat, and the baby and the guy just laughed. That was
Yeah.
Then he did,
I don't think it's
It was
another
another like unresolved thing. It
unresolved
was just
thing.
kind of a
Yes.
weird tossing.
like one of those like little.
Just violent.
Because he was in
like-
he was in his boat, right? Because Henry,
Yeah.
the painter,
He
he
doesn't
built the
like
boats
water.
because he doesn't like the water, so he never finished it.
So
But he has this like really nice boat. It's just like.
That was like 2 of the themes too, because that was one of the themes was just like the violence and physical like pain that everyone was going through all the time, and that was like his like violent thoughts that he was having, and then also how there's something bad in everything that was good. So
Yeah,
it was a little weird.
it was really like diverse.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing about how violence was, or not even like violence, just how there was evil in like all the good, and how Doc's like a nice person, but those kids, wasn't there 2 kids that were like just talking about
yeah.
Doc and how he keeps babies in jars?
That was.
Yeah, like he doesn't
yeah.
only collect
there
frogs
was
and like
like-
octopus, but he also
there was
collects
these-
babies.
There's like these 2 kids, and like one was a kid, and then the other one was like making fun of him because his dad.
Yeah, his dad
Yeah.
committed suicide with
He
rap
didn't have
wars
a
and-
job.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
another violent thing. There's
Because like he didn't
violence.
have a job, and then it was like ironic because the next day a guy came and asked if he wanted a job, and he like, just committed suicide the day
Yeah.
before.
God, that's terrible.
It's awful. It was just like
That's how like Steinbeck like used violence to like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a weird.
Suicide.
Exactly.
like yeah.
But I think like all the unresolved things are like kind of in real life too. Like not everything gets resolved.
Exactly.
You know, like in a
You
book,
don't always
it's
know
like
what
you see
happens.
character change and you
That's
see.
true, but it's not very
a plot.
realistic.
Yeah, but it's kind of like
It's always yeah.
it's
Not
like
Yeah, Steinbeck is definitely like
can't really.
one of the
It's-
questions is like, would you characterize Steinbeck's writing as realistic, fairy tale like, or as abstract? And I would definitely say like
I think
realistic.
it's realistic because
Like it's slightly abstract.
it's not like a great like I mean it's good at the end. It's not like a fairy tale ending exactly. Like it's like okay, this is good, but it's not like everything's perfect. It's not
Yeah, it's like not everything
like
is
if it was
resolved.
perfect, he would have gotten married. Everyone.
Yeah,
would
he
have
didn't
Yeah.
meet a wife.
had a
Everyone goes
job.
home happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're happy and they're content with their lives
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
stuff, and they're making the best of it. And it's just
Yeah, I think his tone is really interesting. Like it's kind of detached from everything. He doesn't say like, oh, he felt this and this, and go deep
Yeah.
into their thoughts. He kind of like
Just goes by their
looking,
actions.
down and
yeah,
their actions and their motives.
like third
Yeah.
person, just not
Yeah.
not like showing what they feel, like kind of, but not like just kind of more showing what happened than let you feel what you
Yeah,
want to feel.
and so like he's not judging anyone. Like it was interesting like how the whorehouses are described. I thought like he didn't condone them. Like, is that the right word?
Yeah,
Like,
he almost
didn't
like-
look
then,
down
like,
on them.
yeah.
He just
He
kind
just
of
talked
was
about
like,
how
that's
they
how
were.
it
They were. Yeah, it's realistic.
Yeah.
It was
It's
just
just- that's how it
completely
is.
realistic. Yeah, like Cranberry Row. I've been there. It's like a really weird. Have you guys been there?
Yeah.
It's like it's in Monterey, right next to the aquarium, and it's
Yeah.
just like a really dirty, like interesting. Like there's a ton of different people that walk around, and it's just like it's exactly how he described it. Basically,
Yeah.
all these like kind of long, but not now. It's different now, obviously, but
But
it's
you
like
can imagine.
preserved.
This is
yeah.
like what it was then, because
This is when it was like active, and everyone like fished and like.
Yeah.
He wrote this in 1945. I'm pretty sure it was meant to be earlier.
Do you guys feel like another theme was like family dysfunction and then how none of them like really,
Yeah, they always complained about
yeah, they
their
complained about their wives, which is like, I don't know, I guess
It's
people do that now,
normal,
but they don't
Yeah,
even like, I don't know,
exactly.
they never even like were with them and
I
like,
think like they appreciated him and all.
yeah.
Except, I think the only one was that person, the people who lived in the boiler felt like they
Yeah.
liked it, but other than that, I can kinda think of what other.
Didn't
people-
Doc even, I think Doc asked Mac about, like, after he ruined the party the first time, after it all went bad, he like even admitted to having a wife and remember that, like,
Oh, yeah, I
was
think I know
it-
what you're talking about, I think I know what you're talking about.
Doc is like, oh Mac, like, what's wrong? And Mac like felt really bad about ruining his house and everything,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I had a wife, I don't even know what happened, she just left. So
Yeah,
that just, like,
and
yeah.
so it's just like, I don't know, so much goes wrong in their lives.
Same with
Yeah.
Henry, he had like a ton of wives.
Mhm.
Each time he lived.
Yeah, he was, I didn't know.
And then in the beginning, there was one where the wife would like beat
Oh, yeah,
the
beat
guy,
that
and then he
guy.
wanted to go to jail because then his
Oh,
wife
that was,
wouldn't beat him.
Their last name was Gay, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
someone warned him about how his wife used to beat him, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it
Yeah.
was.
that's what it was.
Yeah, and then so he, was he the one who like they went to go get the frogs and he like hitchhiked and then they didn't see him
Yeah.
for like half a year,
Yeah, and then because he went to jail or something.
which they never even explained.
Yeah, that was another
He was just
result thing.
all
He
of a sudden-
left to go look for a car part.
Or to
And
get,
then he just
yeah,
come
and
back.
then
Remember
they
the
said,
car
they
broke
said
down
like
and he
they
left?
wouldn't see him for 180
Yeah.
days and then all of a sudden he was in jail
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he was like trying to go to the party and stuff.
Yeah, it was weird.
There's,
Yeah, and they weren't even kind of like, oh, let's go look for him. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they just
let's
didn't even
keep
care.
going.
Just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
so it was just kind of random.
I think beer kind of symbolized like the way of life that he
Yeah.
had.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
felt like
They drank like
It
every
there's like
single
there's like
day.
alcohol and like prostitutes and stuff like that. I don't know, it's just kind of like
It was
there's
like a dirty
Yeah.
lifestyle. It
Yeah.
was like the Depression, World War, like,
it was
the 20s, 30s.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it was at least. It was
And they were all like fishermen who like were kind of low lives, who were like, they had good intentions, they were just
they
like,
were bummed.
They just-
they were all
Yeah.
bummed.
Because they
yeah.
didn't have
were poor,
jobs.
they didn't really have real jobs. They like, they relied on stealing. Remember they even went on when they went on the trip to find the frogs originally, near the beginning, they didn't even bring money or food because they figured
Yeah.
they'd steal it from the farms and
Yeah.
Yeah, the
so,
trucks.
I don't know. It's hard to relate to those because obviously we're not all bums.
Yeah. It was also interesting when they went to eat the frogs and they met that guy and then they got the dog. And they all loved the dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
were
were
just
just
like- they like-
What was his
They
name?
had jobs and
Darling
like
or
two,
something.
yeah, Darling they called it. And two of them got jobs and the dog got sick, they quit their jobs to help. Cause
Yeah,
they had like
the
5
dog.
guys living there. It was-
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't remember, it was Mac and all the guys and stuff, but
And
But then when the guy leaves, they just forget about him.
yeah, it was kind of weird how they like had like a central, like it was just like a dog, but it was like,
It was like
Yeah.
something that
it
was
was
so like.
huge. It was
yeah.
something like how they can make a difference in someone's life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because-
So important.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't really doing anything.
Well, they put their entire lives into the party, if you think about it, like, they did everything they could, like, when they found something they cared about, they like really
Yeah, they
did
really
everything
like.
they could.
yeah.
Like, they left everything, they tried to build a car just to get the frogs so they could make the money to do the party, I don't know.
Yeah, when they like set their mind to something, they really want to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
They weren't
weren't
really
doing
doing
that.
anything else other than.
That's
that.
true.
To, like,
They
they
don't have
weren't
anything better to
doing
do.
it.
Because they didn't
They were
work and they just
yeah,
they
sitting
basically-
around.
got food from Lee Chong, right? And they, 'cause
Yeah.
they live on his like land,
Mhm.
so basically that's how they